for me, when I look at Keefe D, I have to say he is a legend to be in a situation that took place 27 some years ago and be charged for a murder that they could have been got him on numerous times. You see what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to actually charge. First of all, we're talking about first-degree murder. We're talking about premeditated murder. Now, the gun, where's the gun? They don't have a gun to convict him with. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I also look at it like, shit, it could have been, that proffer agreement could have expired. You see what I'm saying? And they probably told him when it expired, we go come get your ass. You might got to sit down a little bit and you know, until we figure out who actually did it. But people got to realize you're wasting taxpayers' money all these years if y'all don't close this case. People are paying money for a case that's 27, 28, 30 years old. So I think Keefe D, he's in the worst position of his life. He doesn't have the financial means to fight this criminal murder. This is a murder case that costs millions of dollars if you want to have a great defense. You can't go to fight a murder case with a name like Keefe D. You're a high-profile person in this whole situation. $100,000 is not even going to cut it for this murder case. And you can't go and fight a murder case with some public defenders. All they're going to do is add more charges on you. You know, by me being a street dude, I put myself in these dude situations and I'm able to look at where the flaws at and what I would do. So I think Keefe D got to get some money real fast. But
at the same time, you're saying that it appears to be a weak case because it's so old.
For sure. You got to look at it. Discovery. People have, we talking about old discovery. They're looking for new discovery every day as this case go on. Clearly, they don't have enough. They don't have a gun. They don't have, everybody that played a part in this situation is primarily dead. Everybody is gone. Only people, you know, Suge Knight is saying that Keefe D didn't do it. You see what I'm saying? He wasn't the shooter. Terrence Brown did. Orlando Anderson did. Dre did. Keefe D alive. Keefe D is broke at this point. You see what I'm saying? I think for me, this would be a perfect opportunity for Keefe D to write a book. This is his last bang for him to get some, at least something behind for his kids, because I believe this shit don't mean nothing if you don't leave nothing behind for your kids. So Keefe D got action. He got action.
Well, he just put out a book in 2018, which is probably going to be used against him as evidence.
Right.
Because he admits to the shooting in the book. So how could Suge say he didn't do it when he basically admitted it to Greg Kading and in the book? It's pretty clear. Like,
well, he didn't say he did it, you know.
No, well, he didn't pull the trigger.
But he gave the gun to his nephew. Okay, cool. This is the only evidence that they have. They're charging this man from a murder off of the book that he wrote. It could have been fabricated to sell. You know, it's so many ways you can do this. You know, I think Keefe D, you know, I also mentioned that, I also heard that he said he went to UCLA for a year, which tells me that he has somewhat of an education. You know, the smartest person in the room is the one that asks questions. So I honestly think that his body language showed us in court recently that he was good. You know, he was fidgeting, he was rocking. It wasn't no timid movement with Keefe D. The only thing he's missing right now is the money. But I think a lot of players that's still alive is going to pop up in this. This case ain't going nowhere. I think a lot of old school people are going to have to be called in for, you know, to testify or give a statement.
Now, I saw on the witness list for the grand jury, you know, Reggie Wright was listed as someone that testified. Yeah. But there was also a Southside Compton Crip dude named Dirt Rock who testified. Okay. So it seems like they're trying to build a case off of witnesses that have information on what happened.
And I think by them dudes being so free to go testify, them dudes, once again, you know, I have nothing against Reggie White Jr., but he was a suspect in this murder as well. So right now, I think he's ahead of everybody, but I think, you know, a lot of these dudes probably might not want to keep talking because look what happened to Keefe D. If Reggie White say the wrong thing, man, he can be fouled on as well. You know, I think all them dudes, you got to look at it. Suge Knight is going to all these platforms talking. Why? You know, Reggie White, why? This is no longer about integrity at this point. What do you got to prove? You know what I'm saying? Mob James, I get it. A lot of people are getting attacked here, but all the players that took place in the 90s, a lot of it was fabricated. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these people, first of all, I think who's interesting is Reggie White Jr. I don't know this man. I might have said things in regards of me having an opinion about him, but I honestly say, like, this dude was somebody who he played both sides of the fence. Cop and robber. The dude was an officer and he went to start banging for death row. Yes, I would consider him a gangster, a ex-cop turned gangster. You know what I mean? Somebody, do I believe that the power that Suge gave him, he felt like superior? Absolutely. I do believe Reggie White was not no buster that was just, you know, you could run over it. He had the security detail for death row. He was somebody with power. Somebody, I would say, he was a gangster. Without, make no doubt about it. He went to prison. I believe his daddy did some gangster shit too. You know what I'm saying? CCTV showed evidence that his daddy was there when they said that he wasn't there. So a lot of this shit, these dudes better stop talking, because at the end of the day, they can use whatever you say against you. You know, and you know, the smartest person like to hide in the open, right? If man, it's scary. Reggie White needs to just, man, be a player, live your life. Let Keefe D lie, you know what I'm saying? And stop trying to check people of having opinions about y'all. None of us was there. So if it's not accurate, who gives a shit? Your name is from the 90s, sir. It's not a real relevancy to today's society. If I said, yeah, I think he was a gangster, I'm saying, man, I wasn't no gangster, man. I don't want to hear that shit. It's rumors that he was fucking Sharitha Knight, you know what I'm saying? And he hooked Sharitha Knight up with Kevin Hackey, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of shit that takes place, man. Well, not Kevin Hackey, my bad, Kevin Gangs. Okay. I don't want to misconstrue, yeah, Kevin Gangs.
Well, Kevin Gangs was clearly dating Sharitha.
Right.
They were in a relationship. But there's so many rumors about this whole situation, death row and Tupac, and most of the rumors probably aren't true. I know that Reggie Wright may have he might be guilty in the eye of public opinion and conspiracy theorists, but the police don't think Reggie Wright had anything to do with it. They've already looked at pretty much every involvement of every person, and they don't think he had anything to do with it.
Of course not. Of course not. This is bigger than just a fight that took place at the Lakewood Mall, and then, you know, Trayvon Lane say, hey, get in there, Pac, come on and help jump this dude that he had no issues with. You see what I'm saying? Tupac wasn't at the mall. You see what I'm saying? Trayvon Lane was, you know, Tupac nigga. Tupac would have did whatever Trayvon Lane would have asked him to do, clearly. But once again, Tupac is from New York. He came to the West Coast and got all that love and that power. Oh man, what? He was unstoppable. You see what I'm saying? Tupac was a thug. You see what I'm saying? This is somebody who understood the hate you give little infants F anybody. He had a political voice. This was somebody that didn't have to be from Mob Power, even though Mob James wanted to say, you know, it was some hateration to me. Mob James is a hater when it comes to that shit. Absolutely, because you don't have to be put on to the set. I know niggas that, he grew up in the neighborhood, but if he seen a nigga in the neighborhood getting jumped, he go come across the street and help defend his comrade. We stick together. That's some gangster shit. But back to Reggie White Jr., I honestly see it like this. Do I think he did it? I think he know who did it. That's all I'm gonna say. I know he know enough to make sure I know Suge Knight scared of him. I know Suge is scared of that nigga. Because I listen to everything. Once again, these dudes are, you know, to me, they legends. This is nothing personal. I think Reggie Jr., he plays a part in this shit way more than what people want to say it. He was an ex-police officer. He's somebody, the evidence, where's the gun? The gun that was allegedly used to kill Tupac was already in a locker room in Santa Monica. The ballistics shows that Tupac was killed with a .40 caliber. That same gun was already inside the evidence locker at a police station. So, you know, certain people have access to shit like that. I think Reggie White, he could be dirty, man. I just think he's good at what he's doing, man. That's all. But I just don't understand for some. I mean, you can't say that that he didn't threaten people. I mean, I seen himself say, you know, man, fuck them niggas. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't remorseful that Biggie's died and shit like that. The threats that a lot of dudes that came forward and said that he did, it sounds absolutely possible that he could have threatened a nigga with the mama intimidation. Him and Suge play that old school game all the time. I watch Suge try to make that, you know, only reason I did nothing to Reggie is because his mama. Those are sneak disses. Like, those are subliminals right there. So make no doubt about it. Reggie Jr., he's throwing his rock as high in his hand. Do I think he's like this monster? Absolutely not. Do I think he was a cop that went rogue? Absolutely. You gotta realize he made more money with Death Row than he made as a police officer. How much would you say they made in the 90s as a police officer in Compton, hypothetically speaking?
Not a lot.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on.